Welcome back to Panda Audiobooks. The burning Heaven Brigade has been turned to ash, but the ground beneath Jian Wushuang's feet is beginning to tremble with a rhythmic, unnatural pulse. In our last episode, Wushuang's homecoming was cut short by a terrifying discovery. The Divine Sovereign has planted a World-Core Siphon at the center of the planet. Today, we dive into the abyss. Chapters 281 through 285 follow Wushuang and his father, Jian Nantian, as they plunge through miles of rock and magma to reach the planet's core. The siphon isn't just a machine, it's a parasitic entity that has woven itself into the world's spiritual veins. To destroy it, Wushuang must perform a surgical strike with his sword, cutting the machine without harming the planet's soul. But the Sovereign has left one final guardian in the dark, the Mechanical Colossus, a beast of steel and ancient runes that thrives in the heat of the core. The heartbeat of the world is fading. Chapter 281 starts right now. Chapter 281, Bloody Blade Team, set off. After 3 days, Jian Wushuang sat on the ground, with his legs crossed, in the center of the yard where the 9th Squad lived. He was surrounded by heavy fog, which was transformed by sword essence. A realm of sword essence covered an area of around a dozen meters. A large amount of grey fog began to gather together. It became denser and denser, almost condensing into the water. In the end, the grey fog gradually dissipated. I'm still a step away from it. Jian Wushuang shook his head. As for 3 movement of the sword realm, the first move, sword fog, was easily comprehended. He had mastered it after practicing for 3 days. However, it was quite difficult for him to master Sword Tide and Sword Sea, the second move and the third move respectively. Few people had mastered the second move in the Deluo Heaven sect. Although Jian Wushuang had a peerless gift in his sword principle, he could not master the second move in such a short time. After all, he had just gained this sword skill. Jian Wushuang stood up and walked toward the stone table. 2 members of his squad were drinking by the table. Watching Jian Wushuang come over, one of them smiled and called out, "Swordsman, you've practiced for half a day and haven't taken a break. Are you practicing too hard? What do you know?" If he had not practiced so hard, how would he have ever gained such strength at his age? The other member replied. They both treated Jian Wushuang with great enthusiasm and warm respect. 3 days ago, when he just arrived here, Jian Wushuang fought with his teammates in a series of light bouts. They had not taken the fight seriously at first when they discovered Jian Wushuang had just reached the initial Yang Void realm. However, when the fight began, they were shocked by the sheer battle potential Jian Wushuang could bring. Except for Tai Shan, who barely managed to force a draw with Jian Wushuang, the other 8 teammates were defeated one after another. They hadn't known, however, that Jian Wushuang did not use his full strength even then. "Come on, have a drink." Then Jian Wushuang sat by the table and started to drink with them. After a while, a tall and strong figure appeared by their side. It was Tai Shan. "Come on out." Tai Shan spoke loudly enough to be heard throughout the entire courtyard. The team members began walking out of their rooms and came to the stone table. "Boss, what happened?" Mo Ying asked. Jian Wushuang looked toward Tai Shan. "I've just received news that another protector was killed last night," Tai Shan replied seriously. "What?" Such news shocked everyone, though they didn't allow it to show. It was unexpected that a protector of the Heartless sect, who was a top expert on the Blood Moon list, was killed. "Which protector died?" Jian Wushuang asked. "Protector Su Lang," Tai Shan answered. Su Lang ranked well over the 900th position, and was considered the weakest of the 8 protectors. Protector Su Lang could have carried out his task. No one knows how the Demon's Island found his location. He was killed by the 3 devils of Demon's Island, Tai Shan added. Jian Wushuang was a little bit surprised. Both the Heartless sect and Demon's Island belonged to the 4 factions of Skywave Prefecture. Bei Mu and Leng Yang had said that Heartless sect had many fierce fights with Demon's Island. Demon's Island was not weaker than Heartless sect. Their island master was also an expert at the half-saint level, and the 7 devils were experts on the Blood Moon list. It was little wonder how Su Lang had not been able to escape when pressed by 3 devils at once. Protector Su Lang was killed. After receiving the news, our master and the other protector were furious, and must be planning to take revenge on Demon's Island. They'll probably need us, so we should prepare for it. Tai Shan explained. On hearing this, the experts of the team were not nervous, but instead, rather excited. Finally, it's our turn? The last time we got out was half a month ago already. Ha ha, let the battle be vicious and bloody. The experts talked and laughed. Jian Wushuang wore a slight smile, with a flicker of expectation in his eyes. Sure enough, the call came just half a day later. Bloody Blade Team, assemble. A loud voice rang out above Heartless City, causing a turmoil throughout the city. The experts of Bloody Blade Team, who had been prepared, leaped up that very same moment. The 10 squads had assembled in the blink of an eye. The middle-aged Wu Ju stood in front of the experts, with 2 other protectors by his side. One of the protectors was Bei Mu. Wu Ju glanced at experts with cold eyes. Then he waved his hand. Move out. Wu Ju and the 2 protectors led the Bloody Blade Team out of Heartless City. There are 3 protectors and 100 experts at the peak of the Yang Void Realm. Just what are we going to do? Are we launching a frontal attack against Demon's Island? Jian Wushuang mumbled. I doubt it's just a frontal assault. Tai Shan shook his head. Our Bloody Blade Team is the trump card of Heartless Sect. If we weren't aiming for a decisive battle, we would have never set out. Whatever he does, I will follow the 3 protectors' orders, Mo Ying beside Jian Wushuang said. Although they still were unclear as to what their mission was, they were still excited. After half a day, they arrived before a city. That is Golden Wing City? Tai Shan frowned and asked, isn't Golden Wing City the territory of the Wing Gang? What are we doing here? Wing Gang? The other squads also felt surprised. Wing Gang was also a powerful force in Skywave Prefecture. It had 2 masters who had managed to enter their names upon the Blood Moon list. One of their masters, Shen Tianyu, ranked higher than the other. Except for the 2 masters, their force's strength was rather ordinary. The Wing Gang was much weaker than Heartless Sect or Demon's Island. Listen. Wu Ju suspended in front of the experts and said in a cold voice, yesterday, Protector Su Lang was killed by experts from Demon's Island. According to our reliable information, it's the Wing Gang which told the Protector's location to Demon's Island, so our duty today is to wipe out the Wing Gang and butcher their 2 masters. Chapter 282. Blocking him. Understood. The experts of Bloody Blade Team were finally clear about their task. The Wing Gang was their target. It was no wonder that they came to Golden Wing City. Listen, Wu Ju said in a low voice, the 1st and 6th squads follow me into the lair of Wing Gang. The other 4 squads go and hold the 4 gates of the city. The 7th squad go to the East Gate. The 8th squad go the West Gate. The 9th squad go to the South Gate. The 10th squad go to the North Gate. Anyone that dares to escape, slaughter without forgiveness. Go! After Wu Ju gave the order, he and the other 2 protectors immediately led the 6 squads into Golden Wing City. The remaining squads stood there and looked at each other with resignation. After a while, the deafening roars came out from every corner of the city, indicating that the war had broken out. Near the south gate of Golden Wing City, the 9th squad quietly suspended themselves above the void and watched the fierce fight inside the city with gruesome looks. Bastards, they can slaughter in the city while we hold here. Mo Ying curled his lips. Well, that's the Wu Ju's order, we can't disobey it. Tai Shan spoke with a wry look. They thought they could have a fierce fight and enjoy slaying their foes, but never expected things to turn out like this. The other 6 squads ran amok, slaughtering crazily in the city, while they had to wait outside. Just wait and see. This war has only just begun. Wing Gang is barely hanging on, but they won't fight for long. The experts of Wing Gang will break and flee in a crazy panic soon enough. Then we'll carry out our duties, Jian Wushuang said with a smile. Though it'll be like that, we still won't be able to enjoy the slaughter within the city, Mo Ying murmured. Say no more and wait patiently. Even if we can't join this fight, we'll wait for the next time, Tai Shan said, so the other experts no longer complained about it. After an hour, a voice loudly echoed, "Run." The voice rang out across the city. Then numerous experts of Wing Gang started to run away in a shattered retreat. Go to the north gate. Hurry. As the shout came out, a large number of experts ran toward the north gate, like bees. Looking at this, the experts of the 9th Squad knew that their last hope was shattered. The experts of Wing Gang are running toward the north gate, opposite to us. It looks like that we won't have a chance to fight. Mo Ying curled his lips again. The others also felt disappointed. They were eager for a fierce fight, but they didn't get the chance. However, at the moment... Jian Wushuang suddenly raised his head, so did the other experts. They saw a figure leap out above the void and dashed in their direction. Ha ha, we still have an opportunity. There's one left for us. Mo Ying grinned. Obviously, the man was escaping from Golden Wing City. He must belong to the Wing Gang. This man. Tai Shan raised his brow and looked toward the man. The next moment, he was shocked. It is Xianxia, the chief of Wing Gang. What? The other experts were startled and looked toward the man with expressions of shock and worry. As the figure got closer, they could clearly see his appearance. The man, with a head of short hair and bushy whiskers, held a cyan saber with a roaring breath. He looked the same as Xianxia indeed. That's him, without a doubt. Tai Shan's face fell. How sly he is. He asks all the experts to escape from the north gate while he himself is quietly running to the south gate. I'm afraid our protectors haven't uncovered the ruse yet. Boss, what shall we do? A teammate asked. What else can we do? Block him. Tai Shan shouted in a low voice. The 9th Squad immediately darted to Xianxia. Xianxia was running like a drowned rat. His eyes were cold and vicious, but his appearance was in a shambles. I thought our Wing Gang did well in this covert operation, and didn't expect that the heartless sect would discover it. Alas! If I had known this outcome, I would have never disclosed Su Lang's position to Demon's Island. If I hadn't, our Wing Gang would not have been annihilated this day. Xianxia felt regretful, but now, it was useless. He only hoped that he could survive in this attack. At that moment, he saw 10 figures rushing to him. Xianxia's face changed. The Heartless sect is really prudent. I didn't expect that they arranged their people outside. But a small squad cannot block me. Xianxia snorted. Then his tremendous killing intent emitted out. Stop him! Tai Shan shouted, a huge copper hammer appearing in his hand. The hammer looked heavy, weighing around 5,000 kilograms, but it could be easily waved by Tai Shan. Surrounded by circles of fire waves, the hammer directly lashed against Xianxia with a fiery bombardment. The other teammates launched their attacks, using all their strength. They had not planned to be able to directly kill Xianxia with their efforts, as they knew that Xianxia was a top expert on the Blood Moon list and could slaughter a large number of experts at the peak of the Yang Void Realm. Therefore, their squad only expected that they could block Xianxia and pray for the 3 protectors' arrival. Faced with their attacks, Xianxia just sneered and waved his cyan saber. Get out of my way! A huge knife shadow, covering half of the sky, dashed out, as if it had split the heaven and earth in two. The scary power shattered their attacks and even sent them flying in an instant. This was all accomplished with but a single stroke. A group of trash wanted to block me? Xianxia glared with disdain and continued to move forward. Suddenly, a black figure blocked his way. It was Jian Wushuang. The other 9 teammates had struck a blow to block Xianxia, but only Jian Wushuang had not shown a move. Ah, another fly. Xianxia did not bother glancing at Jian Wushuang, and instead immediately launched an attack. Jian Wushuang's eyes suddenly became cold. Chapter 283, Leave this man to me. Xianxia ranks 489th on the Blood Moon list and has comprehended Gale Source. He had a fierce fight with a half-saint expert for a long time, even though he lost. This man was qualified for me to use my full strength. Jian Wushuang recalled the information about Xianxia, as a powerful battle intent emanated from his body. Buzzing. A cold streak of blade light split the void and appeared in front of Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang curled his lips and evoked his spiritual power. When his arm was full of power, he waved slightly. Then his triple-kill sword, carrying great momentum, lashed out. Sun Qianyu had not put him in his eyes. He had beaten away the Tai Shan and the other 8 with one stroke. Even an ordinary expert at the peak of the Yang Void Realm could not block his casual strike. However, the moment his opponent's stroke collided with his saber, Sun Qianyu suddenly raised his head in surprise, because he felt a strong power come over. Thump! Sun Qianyu was forced to retreat nearly 100 meters away before he could stabilize his body above the void. Master, a real expert. Sun Qianyu looked toward Jian Wushuang seriously. With just one stroke, he had perceived that Jian Wushuang was at least stronger than Tai Shan and the other 8. Who are you? Sun Qianyu asked in a low voice. Swordsman, Jian Wushuang replied. I've never heard of you. Sun Qianyu shook his head. Now you know. Jian Wushuang sneered. That sounds arrogant. You dare to block me, then you'll die. Sun Qianyu's eyes became cold and his body floated up in the blink of an eye, with a gust of wind from the void. Leave this man to me. Jian Wushuang spoke to the surprised Tai Shan and Mo Ying. Then with a stride, the triple-kill sword's power roared and slashed forward. There was nothing in the void. However, a ghost-like figure appeared in this void after Jian Wushuang struck the blow. It turned out to be Sun Qianyu. His saber light crashed with Jian Wushuang's, causing a loud sound. As the scary power spread out, whoosh! Whoosh! The 2 figures unexpectedly disappeared. Where are they? The other 9 teammates widened their eyes and stared in shock. Sun Qianyu had frightened them, while Jian Wushuang shocked even more. They had failed to block Sun Qianyu, but Jian Wushuang could block him by himself. Jian Wushuang suddenly appeared above the void. A streak of white light appeared. It was so dazzling that Jian Wushuang could not open his eyes. At this moment, the streak of light unexpectedly swept through Jian Wushuang's head. Ha! Tai Shan and the other 8 teammates could not help exclaiming. Is Jian Wushuang going to die? In fact, they did not see a drop of blood, but Jian Wushuang's body was slowly disappearing. It was just a shadow. A cold streak of sword shadow suddenly appeared behind Sun Qianyu. Sun Qianyu perceived it and turned his hand over to block it. With a loud bang, the 2 of them disappeared again. How fast? Tai Shan and the other 8 teammates were stunned by what happened. Chew! A deep ravine suddenly appeared on the ground. Obviously, it was caused by the long sword. Then with a loud boom, another deep hole appeared. Though they were experts at the peak of the Yang Void Realm and were looking carefully, they could not see the 2 figures. Boom! The void split in half. Sun Qianyu was suspended above the void and looking at Jian Wushuang seriously. He no longer looked down on Jian Wushuang. He's just reached the initial Yang Void Realm. It's out of my expectation that he could catch up with me. Sun Qianyu thought in astonishment, because he himself had comprehended Gale Source. If one studied Gale Essence to the limit, one could comprehend Gale Source. Gale Source could improve speed. If he used his full strength into his speed, the ordinary half-saint experts might not catch up with him. However, Jian Wushuang, who was just at the initial Yang Void Realm, was not slower than him. Sun Qianyu did not know that Jian Wushuang had comprehended World Origin, which was a perfect combination of 4 kinds of essence. It meant that he was adept at each aspect, including speed. More importantly, Jian Wushuang had reached momentum, much higher than Sun Qianyu's. Don't waste time with him, or I'll be in big trouble if the 3 protectors arrive. Sun Qianyu thought. Then he transformed into a gust of wind and dashed out. Boy, let's fight to the death. Sun Qianyu shouted. That's what I wanted. Jian Wushuang sneered and started to launch an attack. Sword fog. A roaring sword essence formed the heavy fog, creating a small realm of sword essence. Sun Qianyu was oppressed by the heavy fog, which affected his speed. What? Sun Qianyu's face changed, but he still maintained his momentum. 1,000 cuts. Go to hell. Sun Qianyu shouted in a low voice. A large amount of spiritual power gathered in his cyan saber and made the saber double in size. With the soaring power, the saber violently lashed out. In the blink of an eye, the heaven and earth split in 2. Selfless sword technique, 6th move. Jian Wushuang's battle strength reached the peak. The power of his triple kill sword burst out at this moment. A brilliant stroke moved forward. The two horrifying forces made the onlookers hold their breath. Instantly, two massive and horrible forces fiercely collided in the void. Boom! It shook the earth and mountain, with a severe gale blowing. The next moment, a figure was repelled, who spat out a mouthful of blood. It was Xianxia. Chapter 284. Fool. He defeated me? Xianxia could not believe it. He had tried his best, but lost the fight. As he was retreating, Jian Wushuang had already launched an attack on him. Covered by the heavy fog, Xianxia was not able to move freely, so he looked slow and lifeless. I didn't expect that I would be killed by a nobody. Xianxia stared at Jian Wushuang and said angrily. Nobody? Jian Wushuang said with a sneer, after I kill you, I won't be a nobody. The triple kill sword lashed out and immediately pierced Xianxia's body, leave a big hole in his chest. Xianxia's body fell to the ground. Jian Wushuang stood next to him and looked down. A top expert, who ranked within 500 on the Blood Moon list, is powerful indeed. If he had not been afraid that protectors would come and chosen to perform a frontal attack against me, I would not have killed him so easily. Jian Wushuang thought. He was quite clear that he could kill Xianxia because Xianxia was distracted. He had comprehended origin of the world and slaughter source, which would help him in a frontal attack, but Xianxia was adept at speed, so frontal attacks were his weak point. Whoosh! 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 Tai Shan and the other 8 teammates appeared beside Jian Wushuang. Xianxia is dead? Tai Shan and Mo Ying looked at the corpse in surprise. Swordsman, you, said Tai Shan, staring at Jian Wushuang in shock. Now they knew Jian Wushuang just fought them for fun at that time. Xianxia ranked high on the Blood Moon list. Only one of our protectors ranks higher than him. Moreover, he had fought with a half-saint expert for a long time. Though he failed, he survived. However, now, he was killed by you. This strength. Mo Ying smacked his lips and sighed. Jian Wushuang could not help but laugh. He had a fight with a half-saint expert from the Wilderness Sword sect at the gathering of the sects of the northern region. The half-saint expert was strong indeed. He had tried his best to fight, but the top expert just blocked his attack casually. Lastly, he drew with his opponent. Xianxia, who could have a fierce fight with a half-saint expert, was really powerful. Whoosh! A figure rushed over and quickly appeared in front of them. Jian Wushuang and his 9 teammates immediately locked their eyes on it. Protector Wu Ju. Tai Shan immediately spoke. Wu Ju coldly looked at the corpse on the ground. This is Xianxia? Wu Ju narrowed his eyes and said. Wu Ju ranked lower than Xianxia on the Blood Moon list. He and Bei Mu could only suppress Xianxia, but they were not able to kill him. But now, Xianxia was dead. You killed Xianxia? Wu Ju cast a glance at them. The moment Tai Shan opened his mouth and wanted to say that Jian Wushuang killed by himself, Jian Wushuang scrambled to reply. Xianxia was so confident that he did not detect that we ambushed him. We took the chance and worked together to kill him. It took us all of our strength. Oh! Wu Ju looked around and saw quite a few holes, which indicated a fierce fight, so he nodded. Xianxia could not block the attack from one of our squads. He wasn't as strong as I expected. Wu Ju sneered, and then waved his hand to take the corpse and the interspatial ring away. You did well. Just go back to Heartless City by yourselves. After finishing his words, Wu Ju left. Tai Shan and Mo Ying's face darkened. Why? Swordsman killed Xianxia with great effort. Wu Ju just said a few words to us and then took Xianxia and his interspatial ring away. The others all felt it was unfair. Wu Ju had nothing to do with Xianxia's death, but he could take all the trophies away. Xianxia was not only the top expert on the Blood Moon list, but also the chief of Wing Gang. As he had managed the gang for a long time, his interspatial ring must be precious. Swordsman, you just let him go? Mo Ying looked toward Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang just gave a slight smile and said, just some purple crystal spiritual liquid. Even if we get them, we'll have to hand them in. How much shall we have? As long as Wu Ju reports our contribution, our master won't treat us unfairly. Jian Wushuang seemed to not care about it. In fact, he did not care about the purple crystal spiritual liquid indeed. He felt that it was more important to fight against a top expert. Let's go back, Jian Wushuang said. Then they returned to the Heartless sect. Shortly after this, Wu Ju and the other experts of Bloody Blade team also came back. The Bloody Blade team succeeded in this action. They not only rooted out the Wing Gang, but also killed the two chiefs of it. After returning, Wu Ju and other two protectors immediately went to meet the master of Heartless sect. The 9th squad gathered in their own manner, waiting quietly. Our squad got the limelight because of Swordsman, Mo Ying said with a smile. Swordsman could kill a top expert on the Blood Moon list by himself. I think the name of Swordsman will show up on the list soon. Our squad can benefit from it. I wonder what prize our master will award us. All the members of the 9th team looked forward to it. They had made a great contribution to their sect. Therefore, they should be rewarded. Shortly after, Taishan came back, with a bad look. Looking at their teammates, especially Jian Wushuang, Taishan wore a complicated expression and spoke after taking a deep breath. We were fooled by Wu Ju. He brought Shen Qianyu to meet our master, but he didn't mention us and said he killed Shen Qianyu with great efforts. Chapter 285. Challenging the Protector. What? All the members of the 9th squad were furious. He did not even mention us? He killed Shen Qianyu? That's ridiculous. He did it by himself? Bastard, how dare he claim the honor? Shame on him. Taishan and the other teammates were indignant. Then they looked toward Jian Wushuang. They did not really mind if Wu Ju claimed the honor, because Shen Qianyu was not killed by them, but by Jian Wushuang. Swordsman. Jiu Yang lowered his voice. Jian Wushuang spoke with a faint smile. I don't care about how he claimed the honor and reward, but he didn't mention my contribution. Does he really treat me as a fool? Jian Wushuang's expression became cold. He could not tolerate such bullying. Obviously, Wu Ju made a fool of them. Bloody Blade team, gather. A resonant voice sounded. Jian Wushuang and the other teammates suddenly raised their heads. It's Wu Ju's voice, Taishan said. Come, let's have a look. Jian Wushuang moved forward. In the vast martial arts practice field, Wu Ju sat up straight in a chair, several jars of wine placed by his side. The experts of the Bloody Blade team stood in front of Wu Ju. Wu Ju spoke with a flicker of joy in his eyes. Today, we attacked Wing Gang and swept to victory. Everyone made a contribution. I decided to reward you with jars of Skyheart wine. You can have a drink. Skyheart wine? The legendary Skyheart wine? It's said that a small pot of Skyheart wine is worth more than 1,000 drops of purple crystal spiritual liquid. Such a huge jar equals 10 pots of it. That is to say, it should be worth 10,000 drops of purple crystal spiritual liquid. Looking at the jars of nectar, the other experts began to swallow their saliva, except that the 9th squad sniffed at it. He claimed the honor. Our sect master must have given him a large reward. Now he wants to comfort us with several jars of wine. Taishan sneered. How shrewd he is. Several teammates said in private. Jian Wushuang shot Wu Ju a glance and lifted up the corner of his mouth. Then he strode forward. Protector Wu Ju. Jian Wushuang spoke while standing opposite Wu Ju. What's the matter? Wu Ju still sat there and glanced at Jian Wushuang. I heard Protector is good at spear techniques and has killed 11 experts at the peak of the Yang Void Realm within 15 minutes. Because of it, you entered the Blood Moon list. I wonder whether you dare to have a fight with me. Jian Wushuang spoke so loud that all the experts heard it. The word dare was full of deliberate provocation. If Wu Ju disagreed, the other experts would laugh at him in private and would say a Protector, the top expert on the Blood Moon list, did not even dare to accept the challenge from an ordinary member of Bloody Blade team. How smart Swordsman is. Taishan and other teammates said with a smile. The other experts of Bloody Blade team looked at those two with a strange look. Protector Wu Ju, dare he accept it? Wu Ju's face turned red with anger. He knew Jian Wushuang did this because he claimed the honor which belonged to their squad. He snorted. "You want to fight with me? An overconfident idiot. Okay, I'll accept. But I need to remind you that I never show any mercy in a fight, which means I might kill you. Haha, as long as I can fight with a top expert like you, I won't care about my life," Jian Wushuang said while laughing. Well. Wu Ju slowly stood up, a strong aura soaring around his body. Accepted. Accepted. Protector Wu Ju accepted his challenge. It's hard for Wu Ju to refuse him. I don't know what the boy is thinking. He dares to challenge Wu Ju. He is looking for death. Protector Wu Ju has entered the Blood Moon list for a long time and ranks high. Today he destroyed the Wing Gang and killed Xianxia by himself. How powerful the Protector is. He must be comparable to a half-saint expert. Who is the boy? Doesn't he overestimate himself? I've never seen him before. He should have just joined our team. I know him. He's called Swordsman, who was brought by Bei Mu and Lang Yang. I hear both of them wanted to recommend him as protector. It seems that he can't be a protector because his cultivation is too low. Many experts began to talk about it. They did not know of Jian Wushuang and looked at him with disdain. However, the members of the 9th Squad had seen Jian Wushuang's real strength, so they felt confident about this fight. Those people don't know it is not Wu Ju but Swordsman who killed Xianxia. Tai Shan sneered. Wu Ju dared to accept. Just wait and see, he will regret this. Swordsman, beat him. The other experts of the 9th Squad roared in their hearts. Jian Wushuang stood dozens of meters away from Wu Ju, who held a long black spear. Swordsman, you've just arrived at the Tang dynasty and just met a few experts. I'm afraid you've had fights with lesser experts, so you don't know the experts on the Blood Moon list well. Today, I'll show you, Wu Ju said, with a contemptuous look. I'm looking forward to it, Jian Wushuang replied with a smile. His triple-kill sword was already unsheathed. What a pity. Our Bloody Blade team will lose an expert. After finishing his words, Wu Ju suddenly pushed off with his right leg and dashed out like an arrow. In the blink of an eye, he jumped over a dozen meters and unleashed his long spear toward his opponent's chest, with a harsh sound of piercing the air. It seemed as if a poisonous snake had stuck out its tongue. How fast? Too fast. That's the strength of experts on the Blood Moon list. We're all at the peak of the Yang Void realm, but none of us can hold a candle to Wu Ju. The other experts of Bloody Blade team could not help but sigh. Faced with the stroke, Jian Wushuang just gave a faint smile. And with the final collapse of the Mechanical Colossus into the magma, we conclude Chapter 285. Wushuang has disabled the siphon, saving the Azure Heaven Domain from a slow, cold death. But as the machine died, it projected a final holographic image of the Divine Sovereign. He isn't in the Origin Sea anymore. He has moved to the Primal Gateway, the intersection of all realms. The Sovereign is no longer trying to heal, he is trying to collapse all dimensions into a single point of singularity, where he will be the only survivor. Join us next time for chapters 286 through 290, as the rebellion regathers for the final journey to the Primal Gateway. Thank you for listening to Panda Audiobooks. If you're ready for the endgame of the entire series, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us, do you think the mysterious girl has one last secret up her sleeve?